Hello friends, welcome to Tejas Academy. In this video, we'll be seeing about the current affairs of 4th December. And before getting into the current affairs, I have to make a reminder that we have started to register for the NEET course 2022 batch, and for more details contact this number. The course will be the classes for the course 2022 will be starting from January 2nd. Okay, the registration is ending, the last date for registration is December 30. Okay, now let's get into the current affairs. Nizamuddin Basti Twin UNESCO Award. Nizamuddin Basti is a location in Ghiaspur. Okay, the urban revitalization and conservation efforts initiated at Nizamuddin Basti for the conservation and revitalization. This has been started in 2007. They have started. This was started in one of the oldest and historical settlement in Delhi. The Nizamuddin Basti is the oldest and historical settlement in Delhi. This has received 2 UNESCO awards, one for cultural heritage conservation and another for recognition of sustainable development. These efforts on Nizamuddin Basti undertaken by AKTC. This is Aga Khan Trust for Culture. Aga Khan's Trust for Culture. This has been initiated by AKTC in 2007. For that, they have received 2 awards from UNESCO in 2021. The AKTC was in partnership with SDMC, ASI, that is Archaeological Survey of India, Delhi Urban Heritage Foundation, and finally the Dargah Committee and Resident Group of Hazrat Nizamuddin Basti. This SDMC is South Delhi Municipal Corporation. South Delhi Municipal Corporation. ASI is Archaeological Survey of India. The third partner is Delhi Urban Heritage. And finally, the fourth partner is Dargah Committee and Resident Group. Of Hazrat Nizamuddin Basti. They have been placed the heritage at the heart of the sustainable development. The history of Nizamuddin Basti is, this is a location, Nizamuddin Basti. This has been named after the Hazrat Nizamuddin Basti Aulia. He is a Sufi saint. This place is named after him only. He lived in the period of 1240s and settled in the village in Delhi, Ghiaspur. He settled here. This Ghiaspur is located on the tributary of river Yamuna. Tributary of Yamuna, then buried due to the vicinity, then the settlement around this shrine called as the Nizamuddin Basti. Okay, we'll be moving for next one. Maitri Divas, December 6 commemorates India-Bangladesh friendship. What is meant by Maitri Divas is it is a friendship, and December 6 recognized the 10 days before Bangladesh Liberation Day. The Bangladesh Liberation Day was 16th December 1971. This December 6 is commemorated 10 days before the Liberation Day. The Maitri Divas is to be celebrated in 18 countries. The countries includes Belgium, Canada, Egypt, Indonesia, Russia, Qatar, Singapore, UK, Australia, France, Japan, Malaysia, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Switzerland, Thailand, UAE, United Arab Emirates, and USA. These are the 18 countries where the Maitri Divas will be celebrated on 6th December of every year. And India was the first one country to establish the bilateral diplomatic relationship with Bangladesh. During the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi to Bangladesh on the National Day of Bangladesh, they have decided to commemorate the December 6 as Maitri Divas. The National Day of Bangladesh is March month. Okay, and now we'll be moving to the next topic. Punit Sagar Abhiyan. What is meant by Punit Sagar Abhiyan is this is a nationwide campaign. The campaign name is Punit Sagar Abhiyan. This is conducted by NCC students, that is National Cadet Corps. To free the seashores and beaches from the plastic and other waste material. This is done for a month long to bring awareness to the people of that particular area regarding the side effects of plastics and waste materials. The key aim is to generate awareness on measures of conservation and impact of plastic pollution and make sensitize people towards the prevention of pollution. These are the main themes. The next one is Shrestha scheme for scheduled caste students. The abbreviation for Shrestha is, I'll write here, residential education for students on high school in targeted areas. Residential education for students in high school in targeted areas. This is to be launched on December 6, 2021. The aim of the scheme is to bring the socio-economic upliftment, overall development of SC students, to provide quality education to meritorious students, to control the dropouts from class 9 to 12. This is only for the sake of the meritorious students who are eager in their education and want support for their higher studies, and those who have dropouts from 9 to 12, the Shrestha scheme is focusing on them to uplift their future so that the economical and growth of the India will be good. Okay, the next one is INSACOG calls for COVID booster. The abbreviation for INSACOG is Indian SARS-CoV-2 genomic sequencing consortium. This is the abbreviation for this. Scientist says that India should prioritize to double vaccination and ensure all the people has put their both the vaccinations, that is dose 1 and dose 2. In this situation, the Indian SARS-CoV-2 genomic sequencing consortium, that is INSACOG, recommended a booster dose for above age of 40 years. This is a risky issue, but they have recommended this to do for the age at the age of above 40 years. The INSACOG, or the network of national testing labs set up by the government to monitor genomic variations of the COVID-19. Their responsibility is to monitor the genomic variation of the COVID-19. Okay, the next one is Ratan Tata receives Assam's highest civilian award by the Assam government. According to this, the Assam government has separated the award as under 3 categories: Assam Vaibhav, Assam Saurav, and Assam Gaurav. These are the 3 sections they have divided, and the most prestigious award of the Assam is Assam Vaibhav. This has been awarded for the Ratan Tata. Ratan Tata is an industrialist and philanthropist. He was named for the Assam Vaibhav, the state's highest civilian award. Announced the name among the 19th personalities, he was chosen for this category, and from the other names, the others were categorized under the Assam Saurav and Assam Gaurav. He received this award for the contribution of cancer care in the state. Ratan Tata has taken lead for cancer care project with Assam government under the Assam Cancer Care Foundation. And constructing 16 hospitals, among which 10 are at the stage to be completed and 6 will be completed soon. He is constructing the hospitals, so that he was awarded for this. And we'll be moving for next one. Before that, let's see the other medal winners. Okay, now let's move on to the next topic. PM inaugurates Infinity Forum on FinTech through the video conference. This is done through the video conference. Modi addressed that history of the currency shows a tremendous evolution. According to Modi, he addressed that last year in India, the mobile payment exceeded ATM cash withdrawal for first time in the history. And he also addressed that from barter system to metal, and from coins to notes, from checks to cash, today we are here. So he explained about the development of our country, and also the transformation initiatives under the Digital India have opened a door for the innovative fintech solutions. He emphasized that it's time to convert the fintech initiative to fintech revolution. Fintech initiative to fintech revolution. And this helps to achieve the financial empowerment of a country. Also added that fintech stands in 4 pillars. What are all the 4 pillars he mentioned? Or First one, income. Second one, investment. Third one, insurance. Fourth one is institutional credits. When income grows, the investment grows, right? This was what he was addressing. And Modi also stressed the importance of the trust in fintech in the light of the wide acceptance of these initiatives among the masses. That is, he stressed about the digitizing the money transaction, and also our digital public infrastructure solution can improve the lives of citizens around the world. This is what he told, and also he concluded by saying that finance is the lifeblood of an economy and technology is its carrier. He concluded with finance is the lifeblood of an economy and technology is its carrier. Both are equally important for achieving the Antyodaya and Sarvodaya. What is meant by Antyodaya? This is a convergence and accountability framework aiming to bring the sustainable maintenance of the resource. He also introduced the Antyodaya Anna Yojana. This was scheme introduced by Government of India to provide highly subsidized foods to million of poorest family. This scheme was developed by Union Food and Civil Supplies Minister. And what is meant by Sarvodaya is it is a Sanskrit term, universal upliftment or progress of all. This term was used by Gandhiji in 1908 for the translation of John Ruskin's tract on political economy. Okay, now let's move on to the another. IREDA and THDCIL signs MOU on green energy collaboration. What is IREDA? IREDA stands for Indian Renewable Development Agency Limited. Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency Limited. This is to provide a technical assistant in the techno-financial expertise in developing the renewable energy projects, understanding with the THDCIL. This is a India Limited, and MOU signed by both the chairman, managing director of IRDA and THDCIL. According to this MOU, this IREDA will assist the THDCIL in developing an action plan to create and acquire renewable energy projects for the next 5 years. They have signed the MOU for 5 years. That is Memorandum of Understanding. Okay. Sridhar, who is the chairman and managing director of IRDA, said that realizing the vision of Prime Minister Modi to reduce the carbon emission 45% by 2030 in India, this will be helpful for them to continue the project. This collaboration will enable us to contribute for meeting the targets of Paris Agreement. This was done in the Paris Agreement. Also, these effects can stimulate green investment and create lakhs of jobs for the people of India. In 2021, IREDA has signed 6 MOUs, in which this MOU with THDCIL is the 6th one. The other 5 are: first one with SJVN, second MOU is with NHPC, third MOU is Tangentco, fourth MOU is NEEPCO, fifth MOU with BVFCL to expertise the techno-financial in green energy projects. This they have done. And now let's move on to the next. Geeta Gopinath, the first IMF's Deputy Managing Director. The abbreviation for IMF is International Monetary Fund. And Geeta Gopinath is a chief economist. She has helped to an increase in scale and scope of macroeconomic challenges. This is very important. She has helped in the part of macroeconomic challenges and facing our member countries. She is recognized as one of the world's leading macroeconomists. She is from Harvard University, and by 2023 she will be returning to the Harvard University. Till that she will be working as a Deputy Managing Director in IMF. The Managing Director of IMF said that under Geeta Gopinath's leadership, IMF reached department has gone from strength to strength, particularly highlighting its contribution in multilateral surveillance through the World Economic Outlook. And the next one is SpaceX launches the rocket carrying 48 Starlink internet and 2 Black Sky satellites. This SpaceX belongs to Elon Musk. Elon Musk satellites aerospace company this is, and they launched the rocket Falcon 9 rocket. This has launched by carrying 48 Starlinks internet and 2 Black Sky satellites. This was launched from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. This is located in Florida. And particularly this Falcon 9 rocket is partially reusable. And also the array of Starlink satellites operated by SpaceX offer low latency internet. So that the coverage in the remote areas of several countries to participants of their test program. Okay, now we'll be moving for the next. China launches its first cross-border BRI train for Laos. BRI is Belt and Road Initiative. Okay, China's President Xi Jinping and Laos counterpart Thongloun Sisouleth jointly witnessed the opening ceremony of the trains through the video conference. This is the picture of the video conference. They have participated. Besides China, Laos also shares the border with the countries like Vietnam, Thailand, Myanmar, and Cambodia. So in future there may be a chance of extending the rail route for these countries also from the Beijing, China. This rail route of BRI to Laos is from Beijing. Okay, now let's move for next one. IDPD observed on December 3. What is IDPD? Is International Day of Persons with Disability. The aim of this is to observe to promote the rights and well-being of people with disabilities at every level of society and development. Also aims to raise the awareness of situation of person with disability in all aspects of political, social, economical and cultural life. The theme of the IDPD is, this is a theme, towards an inclusive accessibility and sustainable post COVID-19 world. That is, this is a theme of 2021. Okay, this the December 3rd of every year from the year of (1992). It is celebrated on December 3rd of every year. The annual observation was proclaimed by UNGA. With the resolution, they have passed the resolution of 47/3. This is the resolution passed by UNGA in 1992, and from that year, since 2021, they are celebrating December 3rd of every year with a theme, with a particular different themes. Okay, in 2006, as an aim to create equal opportunity to disabled person, CRPD, that is Convention on the Rights of Person with Disability, was also adopted. What is CRPD? CRPD, Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability. Was also adapted. Okay, now we'll be moving for the last and final current affairs. The final one is UNGA, that is United Nations General Assembly adopts the Olympic truce for Beijing 22. Okay, General Assembly, that is UNGA, adopts the consensus resolution spotlighting the unifying power of sports as delegate note complex landscape ahead of Beijing Winter Games. Okay, now that's all for today on for the December 4th.